Welcome to the Georgia Lacrosse Officials Association presentation on play-ons, flag down slow whistle, and when to throw a flag, NFHS Boys Lacrosse rules. And we're using the rules for 2025. So a couple of things need to happen when you actually call a penalty. So the first thing is you need to witness the penalty. You cannot hear the penalty. You cannot know that a penalty has occurred because of crowd, player, coach reaction. You have to see the penalty yourself, and you've got to see the contact all the way through. So when we talk about the responsibility of the trail being to watch the shooter or the passer, to be that off-ball official who's really paying attention to what they need to be paying attention to, it's really important, because to be in the situation where you know a foul has occurred and it's big and it's bad and you're the only person on the field that didn't see it, that's a pretty horrible place to be. You have to see the penalty. You got to see the contact all the way through. So the first thing you are going to do is you're going to throw your flag and you're going to yell flag down. You're going to throw it high and you're going to verbalize really loudly. You're letting everybody know that you saw a penalty. You're letting everybody know that we're in a flag down slow whistle situation. If the ball is loose and we have a personal foul and we throw a flag, we kill it immediately. Okay. So let's say that it's a technical or a personal and the team is in possession of the ball when the foul occurs. So we are going to allow the play to continue. You need to say the number of the player to yourself repeatedly, because this may go on for a while and you may lose track of which player committed the initial foul. You may be doing a youth game where guys don't have numbers on the front or the back of their jersey, or they're really small and it's difficult to see. They might just be wearing pennies. So say red 45, red 45, red 45 as many times as you need to. We don't really like having to put an in-home in at any point in time. As soon as the flag down slow whistle ends, blow your whistle to stop play. And absolutely everybody is going to do this. We echo flag down and we mimic blowing of the whistle when we kill the play. First thing you're going to do after you kill the play is to relay the foul to your partner. This is key information that they need in order to either report the penalty to the table, to get the right kid off the field, and to, if they are not reporting the penalty, to set the field. So first thing is relay the foul. Then we got to get the right guy off. So we got to find red 45 and make sure he's in the box. In a two-man game, 90% of the time, the trail will report the foul. So you're going to go to the table and you're going to prepare to restart play. You're going to explain who committed the foul and how long they're in for, and then any instructions after that. We'll talk about that in a second, because you're going to be using what we call C-note: color, number, offense, time, and explanation. Blue, 35, hold, 30 seconds, ball will restart at midfield. Do it in that order every single time. Let players know what the penalty is and where the ball will start. So if you're not reporting to the table, you are explaining to the goalie and the defense, hey guys, you're down for 30 seconds, the penalty's going to be out at 9:43, ball will restart here, number 35 has the ball. That is a key job. One of the things I look for is when I'm working with a crew and I turn around, it's really important to me to know what an official is capable of by showing me that they're a good dead ball official, that they're keeping the game moving. I am no longer responsible for everything, okay? So if everybody does their job, you reported the penalty, you turn around, and everything's good to go, all right? So I've said throw it high. I very much mean throw it high. Launch that bad boy into the air, okay? And you are going to yell flag down. Now, many of you, if you've never officiated with flags, are going to be very interested in seeing how high your flag goes. So don't look up at your flag. If you have this big hit happening, there is a high possibility of retaliation, secondary fouls, all sorts of stuff. So eyes on the players. When do you throw a flag? If it's a personal foul, you are immediately going to throw your flag. The only question is, are we going to allow the play to continue? If it's a technical foul, the only time you throw a flag for a technical is when that team is in possession when the foul occurs. Carrying, cradling, passing, shooting. So here's a good example. So red comes around, gets hammered in the hip right there, and then gets hammered in the gut. So let's see what we got here. So look at this contact. It's right in the gut again. It's underneath the arm, gets him right in the ribs. Okay? And then we see the flag launch into the air. See, you're going to throw it really high. And we hear the official yell flag down. Okay? And then we have a second foul here. A lot of times you'll see a lot of quick checks in a row. We might call that one slash. But in this case, these are two very distinct fouls. And so this is a second 1 minute slash here. So we have two fouls on the same play. And I do love the fans yelling, "Come on," right? As if we could stop that player from doing that. Again, we do not control a game, we manage a game. This is a chart that is available to you on your training plan. You can also find this on the resources page. You can take a screenshot. What do you do when there's a loose ball foul by B, technical and personal, team A in position, carrying, cradling, passing, shooting, foul by B, and then what do you do for a foul by team A? Okay, so foul by team A when they're in possession is always going to be an immediate whistle. If it's a technical, you simply award possession to team B. If it is a time-serving foul, a slash, a cross-check, you're going to have a flag and an immediate whistle, and then that team will be serving a penalty. Okay. Play on. So the play on comes over to us from soccer. And the idea was to make sure that you could allow play to continue if a player maintained possession of the ball as well as their advantage, or they were not disadvantaged, right? And so you could allow potential scoring plays, particularly, that's what it was really focused on, because why would you stop the play to tell a player who already has possession and has maintained his advantage that you saw a foul and we're going to award him the ball? He's already got the ball. So that's kind of the idea of what's happening here. That doesn't mean we're going to allow these to go on for very long. So if the offended team is likely to gain and maintain advantage, let play continue. Let it go a couple of seconds. If the player is able to sort of escape and continue doing what he's doing, great. What we're going to do is we're going to end the play on and say, gold ball. And you just point in the direction of play. If the offended team loses possession or their advantage, kill the play immediately. So if they gain possession but are quickly checked by the guy that pushed them from behind, or they gain possession but are immediately surrounded, they have not maintained their advantage. So having possession doesn't really help them. What would they prefer? They would prefer that you kill the play and give them a free restart. So these things should only last a few seconds because you get into really weird situations of simultaneous fouls where you're going to put somebody in for 30 seconds locked in for a loose ball push, and everybody thinks you're completely insane. So these really only go for a few seconds. Do not let them go longer than a few seconds. So here are our kind of ideas again of advantage, disadvantage. We've seen this slide before. On the left, red is not going to get the ball. They are not going to gain possession. They are not going to maintain their advantage. Now, on the right, let's say there's been illegal contact by white, push, maybe a hold, but blue here is going to get the ball and is going to be able to likely maintain their advantage. Now, if there was another white player who could immediately check the ball out of blue's stick, I would kill the play and award it to blue. We don't want to forget about the initial white foul, okay? Possession alone is not enough to end a play on. So here we go, play on mechanics. Hand in the air. It's really important because what you're doing is saying, hey guys, I saw the foul. Now, if they gain possession and maintain their advantage, you simply put your hand down, point in the direction of play, and say the color of the team that maintained their advantage. So, blue ball. If you put your hand up in the air and say play on, and they don't, you blow the whistle, usually within 4 or 5 seconds. And you're going to signal the foul, hold, blue ball. Okay, keep it simple. You don't need to say anybody's number. You don't really need to give a big explanation of what he did. You don't really need to say it's a loose ball foul because we didn't have a flag, so everybody knows it's a loose ball foul. Although there may be times when you're trying to really highlight the fact that you are ruling that the ball was loose, and in which case you can give the loose ball signal. But more often than not, everybody knows. Again, advantage, disadvantage. This is key. These are not time-serving fouls. So make sure that everybody understands we're just giving the ball to people, right? Pushes, holds, interference calls, these are key to managing a game. You are going to see this stuff a lot. And if you make these calls, you are, A, getting the ball in people's sticks, so you're not having these crazy big scrums, and you're letting players know that you're there. That's really important. Again, keep it simple. Here is a great example. Play on for a hold and then a quick whistle to restart. So you see the black player wraps his cross and pulls white to the ground, spins him around. We blow our whistle. He's not getting, nobody's picking that ball up and going to the goal to score. That's not what's going to happen. They want the ball. He was clearly disadvantaged and lost possession. We kill it quickly. We award to the restart. So I'll slow this down a little bit. So watch what happens here. You see black hook and pull to the ground the white player. You can't do that with your cross, right? You can impede the movement, but you can't throw them to the ground like this. That's clearly a hold, okay? And then nobody's really going to get it. Potentially this guy's going to pick it up, but he's surrounded by 4 guys. So, boom, whistle, hold, hand up in the air, wait for a good restart opportunity, and there we go. Now, here's an example in the same game of a play on that really does exactly what it's supposed to do. So you're going to see a hold on the top of the screen here, and our official is correctly going to do a play on. This is a college game, so again, we're going to allow a little more physical play, but this is a fairly classic example of a hold. It's up around the neck, but we're not really worried about safety here. We're clearly worried about disadvantage. But we allow this play to continue, and white not only maintains their advantage and possession, they get a really good play out of this. So I'll play it through, and we'll...
Ron, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Loses the ball. Loses the ball. 2, 1.
So, great play. So let's look at that again. So, defender will get up around the neck, right at the shoulder there, and he will clearly pull this player to the ground who loses possession. But the ball rolls immediately to a white player, right, who is not pressured at all, and he is able to find the open man, and with literally 1 second on the clock, we get the quick stick into the top right corner, right? This is a, did you want them to stop that play when White clearly was able to do what they wanted to do, and allow the defense to really figure out where everybody was and get sticks in the lane and match up? No, that disadvantages the white team. In this case, this is a great example of a play on. Here's an example of a play on where it's pretty clear we are not going on a scoring attempt, and what the team that gets fouled here wants is to have the ball and a quick restart. So you're going to see the black player clearly pushed from behind by number 13 White. Big mess of bodies all fighting for a ground ball. You don't want to let that go, right? What we want is there's no advantage that's gained by letting that play go. What black wants is the ball and a quick restart where no defender can play them unless they've given up 5 yards, and there's no offensive player. So we get that. This is a great example here. Okay, so again, here's the push. He can't really play. Ball's on the ground, and it's just a jumble of players. Nothing good's coming out of that. So we just kill it and restart. So we've talked about the flag down, slow whistle a little bit. Here's the deal. You're giving the offended team a free play. Player or team who is fouled must be in possession when the foul occurs. Now, new clarification this year for 2025, this includes passing or shooting. So if the ball is in the air because of a pass or a shot and team A is fouled, flag down. Okay? Now, you're going to allow that play to continue until there's a goal. Until the offense commits a foul, so interference, hold, ward, slash. Ball goes out of bounds. Defense gains possession, carrying, cradling, passing, shooting. Injury requires a stoppage in play, so you're in the scrimmage area. End of the period or equipment loss, again, in the scrimmage area. Or the second foul by a defense, and we'll talk about that in a sec. So you remember this by the acronym GOODIES. Okay, goal, offense, out of bounds, defense, injury, end of period, second foul. So here's an example. So you've got red getting the ball, and you've got contact from behind. That's going to be a push. But again, he's in possession, so we have a flag down. We allow this play to continue. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Red can substitute. White can substitute. They're going to get their best players, and they know they've got a free play. Nothing bad can happen to red at this point. So we're going to allow this play to continue, and it goes on for a while. So does anybody remember who committed this foul? This is why you say the name or the color and the number to yourself, so that we remember what's going on. Now, like I've said, this is a hold. So if red scores here, that technical foul will be wiped out by the goal. If this were a personal foul, an illegal body check or a slash, if red scores, we're going to have a face-off with white having fewer players on the field. There'll be a man down. So it's much more likely that red will win that face-off. In this case right here, white has gained possession of the ball, carrying, cradling, passing, shooting, and so we're going to kill the play and adjudicate the foul. And here we come. We're going to find out what it is. So there's the contact from behind. My guess is this is on number 1. And so we got a 30-second push. right? And he's in the box right there. So, second foul by the defense. This was brought in, I think, last year or the year before. It's a fairly recent rule. We want to kill the play immediately if there's a second defensive foul. Two big slashes, two big hits. The idea is let's kill it and sort of settle down here, okay? Unless a scoring play is in progress. So, what that means is we're going to allow, in certain situations, we're going to allow a play to continue, but it's very specific. Now, remember, once you have a flag down, even loose ball fouls now become time serving. So if you have a slash by the defense and the ball goes to the ground and there's a scrum and you have a loose ball push on team B, that's now a time serving foul. Okay? They don't get freebies. Okay? So you're going to serve 30 seconds for that loose ball foul. So, scoring play in progress. What do we mean by that? Ball's got to be in your offensive end. Okay, so if you're in your defensive end, second foul by the defense, just kill it. That team must continuously advance towards the goal without going behind GLE. If you go behind GLE, there's no way to get a valid shot off, so you've given up your free play, your scoring opportunity. If your second foul occurs below GLE, once you get above, you can't go back. Unlike a regular flag down slow whistle, we're going to allow only one shot. So in a regular flag down slow whistle, the ball can hit the ground. The ball can ricochet off the goalie or the pipe, and you can continue to play. And you can take a second shot or a third shot to try to score. And until you meet one of those goodies situations, you just let play continue. Well, once we have the second foul, we're only going to allow one more shot by the offense. You only get one more bite at the apple. And the ball, in this case, may not hit the ground unless it's a shot. If it's a shot and hits the ground and bounces in, we're going to count that goal. So, GLE. Okay, so let's imagine that we've already got a flag down as we begin to watch this clip. So we're in a flag down situation, and we're going to see a big slash by Black here, right on the arm.
Now they're calling cross-check.
So, sir, that's not a cross-check. So we're going to see this foul here, right? Right, big swing up top, gets him right across the arm and the chest. No real attempt to dislodge the cross of the opponent. No real access to the ball. Meets all of our definitions for a slash. But let's just imagine this is now the second foul by the defense. Watch White. He never goes below GLE. He immediately comes around and goes right towards the goal. So I think this is a pretty good example of allowing a scoring play to continue. Now, right here, if he had moved upfield, right, I think that we're not continuously advancing to the goal. But here he does, and he will beat these three guys. And in this case, so let's imagine we had a foul before the clip began. We have the slash. This is now a third foul. This is definitely a push, if not an illegal body check. So that is sort of what you're looking for when you're looking for this scoring play in progress. Okay? All right. Thank you very much for joining. Again, if you would like to contribute to one of the GLOA Memorial Funds, either the Ron Maloney Fund helps high school players attend Lacrosse summer camp who might not otherwise be able to. The Kevin Moore Fund provides financial assistance to officials who attend professional development opportunities, and it supports the GLOA Training and Observation Program, or the Gordon Corsetti Mental Agility Foundation for suicide prevention and mental illness research. You can find more information at galaxref.com, and if you're interested in making a donation, reach out to president@galaxref.com. GLOARookie.com, and we will give you all the information that you need. Thanks for listening. Again, I'm Greg Height, GLOA lead trainer, USA Lacrosse clinician. Shoot me a text, send me an email, let me know what's happening, and I will hopefully try to answer your question or fix anything that I might have screwed up. And all of these presentations are available online at galaxref.com, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is also GA